Do you have one of those awkward C3s that doesn't have one of these? So these cars, when they were new, you could choose to buy a passenger mirror. They didn't come with a passenger mirror. They were extra money, and the dealer were the ones that put them on. So if you ordered it, they shipped them all like this, and they would install it before you picked it up at the dealer. It's very popular for me to get questions on, hey, do you have a passenger mirror to sell me? And the answer is no. I almost never get cars like this, but it is a popular mod to make your car have two mirrors. Safety. We'll call it safety. So I'm going to do this today on this red 77. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. It's fairly simple. You need the mirror. You also need the kit that comes with the mirror. And then you need this. It's a template that shows you where to drill the holes. In addition to that, you are going to need a Phillips screwdriver, you're going to need an Allen key, and you'll need a 3/8 drill bit and a drill. So we'll go ahead and get started. So what's included in the kit are these well nuts. Basically what these do is they go into the holes that you drill, and then the screw goes into them and it pulls them up like this, and it kind of pooches them out so that it gets tight against the fiberglass. And you also have a new gasket that comes with the mirror. Here's the template that you're going to use. I made sure and measured the other mirror. I've seen C3s where the mirrors are in different spots on the door, so you want to make sure that when you do this it's even with the one over there, and it is. So we already checked that. And it used to be you just printed this out and you had to kind of put it on there with like masking tape and stuff, but it looks like they've changed it up enough that now this comes with sticky on the back. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So, as it says on the sticker, align with the top of the door, align with the front edge of the door, and then center punch and drill 3/8 diameter hole in two places. So we're going to do just that. It's kind of nerve-wracking to poke holes in your car, but it is what it is. If you have one of their center punchers, this might work a little bit better, but that's what I've got. What I like to do is I like to keep this on, because if you have any kind of paint that's really not that great, it'll keep it from flaking off. But we're going to drill some pilot holes first in the door just to get it started. One. And two. And there you are. Boy, that just run right back in my face. Right, let me take this off. Now we have our two holes. You can kind of see how the paint kind of lifted there when it began to get in. It won't matter because there's a gasket in there, but that's what the sticker was for. You can also use blue masking tape, stuff like that. So these slide in there. You kind of want them tight. You don't want them to like fall in there because the screws do pull them out, but they don't. I feel like they don't do that good of a job. Anyway, let me show you what these are supposed to do once you get the mirror on there. So the mirror base will kind of squish this so it doesn't move. And then basically you're yanking up the top so it squishes the bottom out. And that's how that works. Next, you'll install the gasket and the bracket that actually holds the mirror. Make sure it's a right-hand bracket. This part should be facing up, obviously. It's really hard to install this wrong, but that's why you're watching the video, so you do it right. The one complaint I have about these kits is, you see this gasket? The original gaskets have big holes in them, so you can kind of slide it around. This one doesn't. So I'll probably take it off again and make the holes a little bit bigger. This is an example of an original gasket. Obviously, if you were to put this on, you would be able to kind of move it around and match the base of the mirror. You see this one, it's not the same. So because of that, you don't get as good of a, the mirror doesn't sit as well. You see that difference? The mirror doesn't sit as well on it, so take that with what you will, but I would try to make these holes bigger so you're able to kind of move it up and around, because it probably should sit right about there, and it should match the bottom of the mirror like so. That's what it should look like. But, you know, made in China stuff's never the same. Wonder how many cents they saved by making the holes smaller instead of bigger. They just made them bigger. So you don't want to just go to town on it. Basically just turn it until you can't turn it with one hand anymore. And then you know you're tight enough. You don't want it super duper tight. Once you get the base gasket where you want it to be and you have that tightened down, you put on your mirror. So it's just a little tiny little screw. I've seen many of these where they've been stripped out because people tighten them too tight. So just be careful about that. So you want to kind of wiggle it until you can feel it set. Once you got it going, it's just a case of using your Allen key. So it's probably easier with one that's not in one of these sets. You just get a Allen key by itself, but the issue I'm having is I'm trying not to scratch this paint. Even though it's not great paint, you still don't want to scratch it. And there you go. We have a mirror. Tight. Gaskets lined up. Looks good. And now the car is a little bit safer to drive. And now you can see that now we have two beautiful mirrors, brand new. And the car is a little bit safer to drive. Well, I hope that helps somebody out. Somebody can use this video on how to do that. It's really not that difficult. And with the template, you can get it right every time. So go ahead and check out the playlist tab. I have a whole bunch more videos on how to do things to your C3. And check me out on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, all that kind of stuff. So until next time, enjoy your C3.